My favorite podcast is Security Now. That is a great one. It's weekly. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Black Hills Info Security. I mentioned it before, but great YouTube channel. They're probably my top two.
Yep, that's a good one.
I'm going to add another question that we have here, which is just kind of a question of I've been going to the networking events. We do connect on LinkedIn, but later they never respond. What do we do?
I would probably ask you what exactly are you sending them, right? How you message someone is super important, right? There are do's and don'ts. For me, for example, people ask me for money a lot of the times. I'm like, people sound surprised. I'm like, it happens a lot, right? Or they ask me for a job, or they demand that I help them get a job. I'm like, bro, I just met you probably 5 seconds ago, right?
Yeah.
So there are right and wrong ways to communicate with people, which is something I do free webinars every other week on how to actually use LinkedIn, other security stuff too. So definitely, if they're not responding back, part of it is number game. Part of it may be how you're actually communicating with them. So keep that in mind as well, right?
Also timing too. Sometimes, like right after a conference happens, people are still traveling back and forth. So like maybe sometimes it may not be the best thing to like try to shoot them a message like the right after you met them or like a day after because people are still coming back. So, take your time, but make sure you're following up in a timely manner. And like he said, there's always your do's and don'ts on what to ask and what not to ask. I always say try to come from a place where you're offering them something. So you're trying to offer them a service or say, hey, what can I do to help you? And usually they're more inclined to respond because it's kind of ends up like recruiters where if you try to ask them, hey, can you give me a job? They're probably not going to be inclined to help you. So definitely watch out for that.
And volunteering. Building on what Dominic said, volunteer, get involved, volunteer with the local groups. I was a program chair for the Philly ISSA group. Met a lot of great had a lot of great connections there. Met a lot of great people. Still work and network with those people. Volunteer. Look back, because once you start to give, things will turn. Thanks.
I have
And
a
then,
question for the panelists again. Sorry, do you want to continue?
no, I would just say,
Yeah, please.
change your approach, right? Obviously, it might be coming off as annoying or unprofessional, so change that approach, and be of service. Do not demand anything, and I think you're gonna be in a better spot if things are not, coming out.
And I just added to the chat what Nicole is saying is I volunteer all the time. It is a good recommendation. And I think myself, and I will invite Francesca as well, kind of agree with that. I think
Yeah.
that's actually how we're here as nice cybersecurity career ambassadors.
Mhm. We have another question for the panelists, and that is, can you speak to the role that mentorship or professional communities have played in your career progression and how those relationships supported your development?
I'll take this one first. I feel mentorship has been very important to me and has tremendously shaped my journey. I feel just having people who've already been where you're trying to go has made like a big difference, and just being able to ask them questions has helped speed up my development in a positive way. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to some of my mentors: Brandon Mitchell, Brandon Collinsworth, William Sims, Jeff Ivory, Amit Nath, and there's a few others, but they've all just helped me grow in different ways. And, whether it's giving me opportunities, letting me work within their teams, or just offering life advice, I feel like you can learn a lot from mentors. And if you're able to find ones where you can not only talk about career stuff, but you can also talk about what life, I feel like you can really, really grow as a person. And what I've appreciated from them is that I'm still very young, and they've taken the time to just kind of guide me and share their own experiences and tell me what to look out for, what mistakes to avoid, and what to be mindful of as I'm growing up and, continuously going throughout my career, but and also life overall. And I feel mentorship has definitely helped me stay focused and has allowed me to kind of have that long-term mindset, and has helped me get to the places where I'm at today.
Amazing.
We're seeing a few more comments. Go ahead.
I would add towards that. Be someone that attracts a good mentor is what I probably tell people, because I've had very bad mentees, right? Especially if you're not paying them, please respect their time, right? It's very disrespectful that someone that is very senior, that is very busy, that has a family, right, and taking time out of their day, which they don't have to help you try to reach your goal, and you're delayed towards a call, you ignore them, or the worst part is they don't listen or follow my personal advice. And I'm like, then why are you here? All right. So keep it in mind.
Yeah, that's huge. And with the mentoring I've had, it's beneficial both ways. Every time I it's one of my passions, and being an adjunct professor as well at a local community college, it's just help when you talk to the students or the people to try to come in the field. They're going to pave the way for the future. That's how I see it. So you're giving back to the industry that's given so much to you. So yeah, I mean, just those local groups, most of them have a lot of good mentor resources. So I would definitely go to there. But yeah, the mentoring is just, it helps you. And I like what Dominic said about, you could talk about other things too, because we all think about the technical with security. The soft skills are important too. And I've had a mentor help me, always think of good intentions. Always think that people are coming to you with good intentions, because even though you might be butting heads with a coworker, you're all trying to make the mission successful. So keep that in mind, and sometimes you can let your guard down. But yeah, mentoring's been huge. Thanks.
And I would just finish with, the same, expressing the same sentiment. Assume positive intent, always, right? And I never had a mentor. Back when I was going to school, circa 2001, right, 2005. I didn't have any internships, right? So I give back because I feel if I would have been in this position, I would have greatly benefited from a mentor, from an internship. So now I'm in a position to provide that or be able to guide someone to get to that place, right? So it's, giving back, paying it forward, and you just don't know. I mean, maybe in the future, one of my former students is going to be my boss, right? Or it's going to be in a position of authority with an organization that you work on and work with. So you just don't know. Life is very unexpected. So I always try to make the most and be positive and assume positive intent at all times.